relegation!
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz of the Roundtable Discussions where we talk about all sports all the time. Got my guy, The Truth, with me. How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad, man. Could be better, 2020 and all.
Tier 4 and that. Oh, dear. Things couldn't get any worse. It's just basically another lockdown. But yes, before we start, as usual, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe on the channel. I can't even say it's a Christmas feeling because like what's going on in the world right now, you can't even get excited for. It is the countdown to Christmas, whatever that means to everybody this year, because right now Boris is become the Grinch, messing up everything for everybody. But we are going to be talking football. We're going to look back at the fixtures that have conspired over the last week, and we are going to look forward to the Boxing Day fixtures as well. And of course, we'll be talking about Arsenal, Man United, and some of the other teams as well. Truth, you want to go through the results of, I think it was midweek last week, wasn't it? The fixtures?
No, last weekend. We missed the midweek one. Did we miss the midweek one?
No, I think we did the midweek one. I think it's the
weekend we done the midweek one. Yeah, we didn't do the weekend one. Yes, I'm confused. I'm not wrong. Okay. Yeah, so the midweek fixtures last week, since we didn't do the weekend ones, TJ got 4 correct results. It was a hard one to predict, but that was my week. I got 3 correct results and 3 perfect results.
Raw.
So yeah, I was on form. Guys, if you want to, go down to the bookies, go down, place a bet, just make sure you send some of your winnings my way, okay?
This guy's trying to say he's like Mystic Michael, bro.
So yeah.
You gonna go through them, or we're just gonna go straight into it? What perfect results did you get?
Perfect results, I got the 1-1 with Southampton Arsenal. I got the 2-1 Liverpool Tottenham, and I got the West Ham Crystal Palace 1-1. Yeah. Those are the same ones that you got correct, but you didn't get the perfect score correct.
Didn't get the perfect score. Yeah, I had a feeling. I was like, I think I did say, but just different scores. But yes, we are going to go through that again. What are you now? What's that one? Is that 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 to you. Don't worry. Boxing Day fixtures are coming. I got the mental telepathy going on right now. I know what's going on. But in terms of the week, the fixtures just gone past. Another bad week for Arsenal.
It don't rain, it pours. Freaking hell.
And Mikel Arteta, and just so you don't know, we're live right now, and as the Carabao Cup game's going on, and Arsenal already 1-0 down, thanks to a Gabriel Jesus goal. But
imagine Jesus scoring a header. Freaking heck! How bad does your defense have to be for Gabriel Jesus to score a header?
I'm telling you, bruv, your goalkeeper was flapping like he had wings, bruv. I don't know what he was, because it was a near post header as well. It's not the ones here where you run across the near post, bruv. He stood in the middle. Mustafi was there, watched the ball go over his head, and he nodded it in. I'm just like, oh.
Well, when you got Mustafi, like there's not much hope in this for anything. So
he's captain as well.
As long as we don't get beaten 6-0, it's a win because we got Mustafi in the team. Oh man.
Oh gosh. But going back to the fixture on the weekend, the 2-1 Everton away result. Now, when you put it into context of the season that Everton are having, you wouldn't say it's the worst result. But obviously, if you look at Arsenal on a whole, and the fact that, what is this now, 7-8 games now that you lot haven't won in the league, or something like that, on one of the worst runs in in Arsenal's history.
History.
If we look at that game, obviously, was it own goal for the first goal? Was it own goal?
Yeah, own goal.
Own goal for the first goal. Then Arsenal get a penalty, make it 1-1, and then right before half-time, Yerry Mina from a corner with a header. Whenever he listened to what the Arsenal fans have been complaining about, I think the one thing for me is that it's not so much what happened in the game, it's more the players that played and the substitutions that were made. And they were basically saying that this guy hasn't got it. He's got no experience. He doesn't know what he's doing. He can't even make the right changes to the squad. I mean, we all know Aubameyang being out is obviously detrimental to the side. But you being an advocate to give Arteta time, surely the upcoming fixture now, if that goes wrong, he's got to go.
I don't think this fixture against Chelsea will decide his future just because it's against Chelsea. We've got a run after the Chelsea game, which you would expect him to get some decent results in. We got Brighton, even though that's not been a great place for us to go to, but we got Brighton away, we got West Brom, and we got Crystal Palace at home. You would think those 3 games are winnable, and you're probably looking at 9 points from 9. And any one of those that are not winning, then I think the board have a decision to make. In fact, I'll actually go all the way to Newcastle, actually, that we have afterwards. Southampton. We've got a very, very good run coming up until we meet you guys in at the end of January. So I don't think his future will be decided at the Chelsea game because it is Chelsea. But after that, I think that's where the pressure is going to come in, because those are games you're going to be expected to win against our relegation rivals.
Oh no. No.
So those are relegation 6-pointers.
And said relegation rivals. This is Arsenal Football Club we're talking about.
Look, we have to be realistic. We're in a relegation battle right now. Until we get to that 40 points, if we even get to the 40 points, who knows, 35 points might be enough to stay up this season. But yeah, that's the reality. I don't think it's going to be decided at the Chelsea game. It'll be decided afterwards. One of the things that from the Everton game that concerned me as an Arteta advocate is not so much substitutions personnel. I don't care about that. I am disappointed at his fixation at keeping this 3-4-3 formation, because it isn't working. And the problem with it is that we are always on the back foot until the other team scores. The other team scores, they sit back and the other team just know that they could get a goal. It's a bit too easy at the moment. The 3-4-3 isn't working. If we're losing, I would rather go out and lose having a goal. I've never been the person that's been happy to lose 1-0, 2-0, as long as, keep the scoreline down. That's not me. Lose having a goal. Have attack after attack. Not like the game against Aston Villa where we never did anything. I'm talking about waves and waves attacking forward. I don't care if we concede. Let's go back to flipping just beating teams, especially smaller teams, because you got the class. They're not going to defend 90 minutes with perfection. Just go and keep on wave after attack. Forget this construct. And that's the big concern with me after the Everton game, especially when I saw full force that he's very stubborn in what he's trying to do. So it is starting to be a concern for me.
I mean, I think it's a very good point. The shape doesn't change. I think, did he not change the shape a little bit in October or something like that? Did he not go to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, something like that?
Yeah, and I was really disappointed with him in regards to that as well, because he went 4-5-1 against Leicester, but it was weird because it was our best game, best attacking game, I thought. I thought we attacked very well at Leicester. We just got caught in the 80th minute with that goal. But the personnel wasn't playing in their position that you would think they were playing. Aubameyang was still out wide. Like I said, we still had Willian playing at that time. So the personnel didn't match what our best formation was. So in that sense, it is disappointing. And then he just left it after that. He left it. He hasn't gone back to it. He's sticking with the 3-4-3. I don't believe that's the way forward, but the pressure's starting to build now.
I mean, I think the pressure's been building for a while now. I mean, if you look
but I'm saying the pressure. Look, I'm saying the pressure from me. Like, if you were on the fence before, then those fans that are on the fence are starting to ask questions, like I am. A lot of people were already like, because they were doubtful of Arteta in the first place. So as soon as he started doing wrong, they were already saying Arteta out. But those of me that were willing to give him a chance don't like the inconsistency, and it's getting worse. I thought it couldn't get any worse than it is, but it is getting worse because Burnley won their game against Wolves. So they're putting pressure on us, fam. We're only 2-3 points outside the relegation zone.
Oh dear, it's a sad day for Arsenal Football Club. But I want to talk about the board. The board, I think in some ways we're both in the same boat with our boards because we both hate them. But surely they're looking at this now. We know that it's history that they only care about top 4 and making Champions League, but now it doesn't even seem like that matters anymore. But surely now, looking at it, I mean, we all jokes aside, like you are 3-4 points above the relegation zone. Surely now, in December, where we're gonna be doing all the sports, all the TV channels are doing their mid-season analysis. The board have to be looking at it and saying, this guy has got to go and we've got to go and find someone else. This can't continue. I mean, relegation fodder is what you lot are looking like right now. It's actually a madness. Surely the board are now saying to themselves, all right, as much as we know that they're not bothered, they're not really interested in Arsenal apart from taking money out from the club. They've got to be looking at it and saying, we can't afford to get relegated. We need to bring in whoever it be, Allegri or Tony Pulis, whichever one that can save the day. Surely the board now have got to act after the. I know you said the Chelsea game isn't the one that you think they'll find them, but after all the results going on, I think that's a perfect time for a new manager to come in. Surely the board have got someone lined up and said, if you don't win against Chelsea, you're out the door. We got to bring someone new in. Surely the board has to act now.
Look, for the last decade, what the board has shown is that they are totally incompetent. Since they have come in, it's been nothing but a shambles upstairs. I don't trust anything that goes on in terms of the board level, in terms of Arsenal. Financially, our transfers, policies, everything is just so poor. So I don't expect anything of this board. Trust me, we would be in the relegation zone come February, March, and they still wouldn't have and we wouldn't expect anything more. Don't expect anything more, anything less from them. So no, I don't expect anything of the board. The joke is that they have huge support for Arteta. So it will look very bad on them if they just suddenly go and turn and say, give him the sack. I can't put my finger on why it hasn't worked out, why it's been so bad. Like, I imagined some bad times, but I expected mid-table bad times, not relegation battling bad times. So, yeah, I couldn't tell you the future right now. At the moment, it's chaos. Like, if it carries on, you will see another Leeds. So things have to change quickly.
Oh no! I don't think any Arsenal fans would be thinking about seeing another Leeds, because that would just be absolutely tragic to a football club the size of Arsenal.
It's true.
As we know, Ozil's still collecting his check for 300 grand a week. He's going to have 6 months left on his current deal in January, where you can also, I think you can make small tweaks to your squad and whatnot in the Premier League and in Europe. Is now the time. We know it's politics with Ozil. It's not about football, it's about politics. We know that. But it's now the time, with all this pressure on Arteta, with the position where after the Chelsea game, we go into the new year and he's going to be under immense pressure not to lose if he survives past the Chelsea game, if you not get a win. Surely, even if it's 6 months, he's got to bite the bullet and bring Ozil back into the squad. Because when I look at Arsenal, I know Partey's not there, he's out injured, but there's no creativity. There's no one finding little passes. And I've always been a person where I've heavily criticised Ozil, heavily. But I personally believe play him in them home games against them smaller teams so he can pick the passes and break down defensive. Surely Arteta's got to be like, listen, my job's on the line. I've got to go renegade. I've got to do what I've got to do to survive and bring him back in to the fold.
I would hope so, but we're talking about a guy that's learned from the school of Pep Guardiola. Two stubborn people. I think he's gonna dig his heels in. I don't think you make the statement you do with Ozil like he did at the start of the season, and he comes back in the team. I think it's so far gone beyond that. For me, it's so sad. It's so sad because if it was football reasons, I can fully accept it. If Ozil was causing an issue, raising a stink, I would understand it. But it's not been about footballing reasons. I'm sorry, it hasn't been. Because if it's about footballing reasons, you at least keep him in the squad.
Exactly.
You don't omit him from the team like that. I don't think I've actually ever seen that. Have you ever seen that in football? In a footballing sense of a high caliber player like Mesut Ozil being omitted from a full squad?
It's mad.
It's never happened before in the history of. And this is what I mean about the shamble that's going on at board level, and it trickles down all the way to the team. Unfortunately, Arteta's being dealt a raw hand in terms that there's so much interference with the board in terms of funds, in terms of players, and the other thing might have split the dressing room. Because it was friends with people, Elder was there before Arteta, before Emery. So he's got relationships with people at the squad, and they're thinking, we're struggling, we can't create chances, and then we've got a guy earning 350k, staying at home.
Playing Fortnite, bruv.
Probably not even playing Fortnite no more. He's probably upgraded, playing Cyberpunk or playing whatever. Playing whatever. So yeah, whether he's gonna put him in there, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's got too far. But in my opinion, I wish and hope he does.
Arsenal do need a prayer right now. It is 1-1. Lacazette scored in the League Cup game. Maybe Arteta's basically said, "I might as well just go for trophies if I can't get anywhere in the league."
That's a fine strategy. Look, I don't mind if you scrap the league in terms of, but you need to get back to mid-table first and go for the cup. I think that's a fine strategy, but it's risky right now because as I said, we're not in that position. So one thing I will say is though that probably might help him out. The return of Martinelli is huge for Arsenal. I know he's young. I know
that's
he's
something
young, but
different.
Yeah, he's just a live wire. We need that energy. We need him to hopefully hit the heights that he did when he was fit, because he's a finisher.
He's a good player, man. He's a good player.
He's good. So hopefully that may be the catalyst for us. I know it's a lot to ask for a young person, but we're in desperate times, desperate situations.
No, 100%. I agree. I mean, you got that walking microphone playing how many minutes on the pitch, bruv. Like Chelsea done you lot over again with that guy. Honestly, I mean, he plays 90 minutes every single time. It makes no sense to me. But just looking forward, we know we've mentioned it. Obviously, we won't know the outcome of the League Cup game, but Chelsea at home on Boxing Day, massive game, rivalry, of course. Obviously, a lot of people saying that London is blue. What are your expectations from that game? Considering Chelsea were on a bit of a bad run, they lost 2 games on the bounce, but then bounced back against West Ham, winning 3-0. So they'll be going to that game with a little bit of confidence. What are your expectations for that game?
Look, we're not in any shape or form to be expecting of a win or expecting of a good result. What I would say is that we have a good recent record at Chelsea. It's not, well, facing Chelsea for some reason. I don't know how it's happened, but recently our record's been, I say, even with a little bit more results going in our favour. Last season was a draw and a win for them, but then we beat them in the FA Cup. Season before that, I know they beat us in the Europa League, and then they beat us in the Premier League, and then we beat them at our place. Before that, we beat them a few times, again, FA Cup, Charity Shields and that. So it's been up and down in terms of our results against them. I don't rate this Chelsea side that highly yet. I think Lampard's still working stuff out. As you've seen, Havertz hasn't hit the ground running at all. Werner is looking like a shadow of.
Well, he came out and said that he didn't anticipate the Premier League being so physical. Yeah, I'm just like, bro, what have you been watching all this time?
I think Lampard hasn't helped him by playing him out wide because
he hasn't.
Yeah, because if he's struggling, he's gonna find it tougher out wide. You know, out wide you've got some very good fullbacks in the league, and they're just gonna make it tough for you. If you're just a striker,
fullbacks as well.
Yeah. So yes, as you said, it's what he expected. So he hasn't hit the ground running. They're relying on, Tammy and Giroud. I know your thoughts on Tammy. You know my thoughts on Giroud.
Dead food, bruv. Tammy's dead food, bruv. I don't care what anyone says, bruv.
And the thing I don't know, and this is one thing about Lampard, which is why the jury's still out. He did, as I said, he done a criminal thing in changing the formation when Chelsea were winning and were successful. And he put Giroud in for 2 Premier League games and they lost both of them. I know Giroud scored against Wolves, but the one thing playing Giroud does, it forces you to play much slower than you would. And Chelsea play a very fast game. As you saw when Tammy was playing, they're able to play better on the counter-attack. When you play Giroud, you can't play that effectively. You're forced to play slower. And as I said, they lost the 2 games that Giroud started, and they went back to their proper formation and they won, quite, I won't say comfortably. West Ham made it tough for them, but 3-0 at the end, made it seem quite comfortable. So, the jury's out on Lampard. It's an easier game than people would think that it is, because, as I said, Chelsea are not that consistent. But I'm not going to expect much from us because we are just not there yet. We're just not there yet.
It's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, both managers under pressure for different reasons. Arteta under pressure because of how badly Arsenal are doing, and Lampard under pressure with all the money that's spent to get things right and have Chelsea challenging for the Premier League. And as we can see with the Premier League, 2 wins can get you into second place. 2 losses can get you into 14th place. It's that tight in the league. But if Arteta gets a result and finally breaks the duck in the league and wins against Chelsea, obviously that will buy him some time. But surely that must propel the team now to go out and say, all right, fine, we've got to win. Let's move forward and let's try and build some consistency so we can get that. Because, don't get me wrong, it's still good. The squad has still got so much dead wood, but it's not 15th place.
Yeah.
It's not a 15th place squad.
Yeah.
So I fully believe that if they can get the right result, it should propel them and hope. And I still listen. You could still get a Europa League spot with the way how tight the league is.
Look, for me, I think if we were to get a run going, top 4 is still very much on. That's how stupidly close it is. You know, United recovered how much points last season? Was it 12?
Mad.
Yeah, it was like 12 points, and this was what after February. You know, they recovered 12 points and snatched third. Not even 4th, they snatched third. So if we were to go on a run, then I say top 4 is still a possibility, which is stupid to say it right now. I can't believe that it's still an option. But I look at the table and we're 11 points behind 4th or so.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's not impossible. It is hard. We have made it very difficult for ourselves. I think when Partey comes back, Oba comes back, as I said, Martinelli's there now. Maybe we could get something going. Maybe with the January transfer, we could at least try get. First of all, move a lot of Deadwood out and just try to get a creative midfielder or someone in there. You know, I'll take anyone right now. Flipping take Pereira. I'll take Pereira one matter right now, but yeah, and anyone
Man said
in the
Pereira, bro. Listen, you're better off keeping Xhaka than trying to get Pereira in, bruv. Honestly.
Yeah. I got confidence. As you said, the players need to take it. They need to start taking matches as a turning point. They can't keep on going through the motions and feeling sorry for themselves. They have to go and take matches as a turning point, get the win, get the confidence that those 3 points that the confidence will bring, and go from there. The problem for me is that if we do win and get the 3 points, I want to see a reaction. The problem is if we don't see a reaction, that's when I know Arteta would have lost the squad. Because if you win and don't get a reaction, then there's nothing he can do with this side.
Of course, indeed. I mean, it seems like we have the kind of commentator's curse right now because we were talking about Martinelli and he's just gone down in the game, literally gone down in a heap. But but on the flip side of that, if you lot take a heavy defeat at home to Chelsea, that's got to be it. Surely that's got to be it. If it's 3-0 or more, that's got to be it.
It won't, just because we're not expected to beat Chelsea. Just because they're not going to sack him over a result that he's not expected to get. If it's a battering, yes, but you know, I think even with a battering, the board are not going to act. It's going to be after that. Trust me, the Chelsea game is going to be a non-factor.
Fair enough. We shall obviously see on Boxing Day what happens. Arsenal versus Chelsea. That will be the big game of the weekend, and the Mikel Arteta saga will continue. But we are going to move on. For once, I don't have to change the tone of my voice. We are going to move on and talk Man United coming in like the Harlem Globetrotters on the weekend.
Oh, it's by the wheel.
With their 6-2 result against Leeds that coincided with the 3-2. Oh, wait, 3-2. Yeah, with the 3-2.
Yeah.
Win against Sheffield United. Truth when you're ready, mate.
It's funny because those 2 games came on the thing of the going out of the Champions League. So United did need to respond, and I know they got a draw at Man City, which you will look back now and think it's an okay draw to get. The most important was getting the wins against Sheffield United and Leeds, which they did. More importantly, the win against Leeds, which was, you know, made Man United look like they were being run by Alex Ferguson. And in the table, that has catapulted United up to 3rd place. It's crazy. It's there. So United are 3rd, 5 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. If they win that game, we have 2 points behind Liverpool. How far away, realistically, are United from a title run or
It's like
challenging for the title?
it's like from London to Leeds. It's still a million miles away with this manager. With a proper manager, it's not that far. With the players that we've got, I don't think it's that far. With a proper manager, I'd say we're centre back. I'd say we're a centre back and a right winger away from challenge, like from being serious title challenges. But with this guy, we're still a million miles away. I'm not getting lost in the sauce just because we're third, and if we win the game in hand, we go 2 points behind. Like, for me, again, it just goes to show how poor the league is, rather than what United are doing, because the Ollie hasn't got a clue. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing, and the players are just basically doing what they want to do. They're just freestyling.
Don't you find it shocking that, considering the way United have played, that they actually it's shocking to me. For me,
I blame the league. I blame the league. I blame Man City. I blame Chelsea. I blame Tottenham. I blame them all. Liverpool. I think we said that previously. If Liverpool had their full squad, they'd be a million miles away.
It's true.
They'd be a million miles away.
I believe Van Dijk is fit. This season would have been over by now.
And Thiago. Van Dijk and Thiago were fit. The season's over already. But I blame these other teams, the Tottenham, Spurs, and Chelsea, because they're making this guy look like he can challenge. This was a guy that was dead and buried. I blame Everton because a loss at Everton, he would have been gone. He would have been gone. Then I blame City because if City would have smoked United after that Champions League exit, he would have been gone. Like, he just manages to stay here. Like, he just, bruv, like, he's like gonorrhea, bruv. He's just there all the time, just staying there, bruv. And as soon as you think you get rid of it, it comes back with a vengeance. It's like the new strain of coronavirus, bruv. That is what Ollie is. The new strain of coronavirus, bruv. Like, he comes, he's there, you think he's gone, and then he mutates and gets stronger. It's ridiculous.
It's shocking. It's shocking because when you think about it, so just to read the stats, they've scored 28, boosted obviously by the win over Leeds. They've conceded 21 goals, which is
ridiculous.
Which is a top half of the table high. I think, no one's conceded that much. Everton, Southampton, and West Ham. Actually, you have to go all the way down to 12th to find another team that's conceded as much more than United, which is Newcastle on 22. They haven't won a big six game as of yet. I know they drew against City, lost to Tottenham, drew against Chelsea, lost to Arsenal, and they've got Liverpool to face. So they haven't won a big six game as of yet. That all being said, they are third in a game in hand in the league. So, knowing this information, Ole, I know you've been adamant Ole was to go. Realistically, he's staying for the whole season, considering where they are. Because there's no way.
There's no way they're going to get rid of him. The thing is, right, and this is the thing, and this is why I don't respect the United board. Real Madrid are what, third in La Liga right now?
Oh, yeah.
I think they're third in La Liga right now, or something like third or fourth in La Liga right now, right?
Yeah.
If Zidane would have lost that game against Mönchengladbach, he would have been gone. He would have been gone.
Yeah.
Right? Dortmund have sacked their manager. Right?
Second. Real Madrid are second now.
Real Madrid are second. Dortmund have sacked their manager after 1 point. I think they were in the top three. Because obviously they're 5-1 defeat at Stuttgart. These are teams that are serious. Even though they're not in relegation trouble, it's like, well, You got beat by Stuttgart 5-1 and we've gone down to 4th, 5th in the league. So you got to go. Real Madrid are like, I don't care if you're 2nd or 3rd in La Liga. If you go out in the Champions League, you got to go. These are these teams, right, that are serious. That are serious. So I couldn't care less if Oli was 3rd. You went out in the Champions League because of your stupidity, right? Absolute stupidity. You should be gone. You should be gone. It's a sackable offence, that is. But the standards are so low right now for United because we've been so far away from winning the title that mediocrity is what's being accepted. Because we got 3rd in the league last season, which any previous the 5 seasons it would have been 6. And this is what happens. The table, at the end of the day, the table is a table when you're playing. You can only play the game as it's happening live. But when you look at the bigger picture, he's getting away with murder, stealing the living for so long, right? And I hate to be negative because United are actually quite on a run right now. But what I hate hearing is these dumb United fans talking about Oli. Oh, look at Oli now. He's settled. He knows what he's doing. Bro. Leeds were tailor-made for Manchester United because we know with Oli Ball, there's nothing to it. But the one thing the man loves is counter-attack. Bro, you got Mayonnaise, right? Pinging goals in the bottom corner, bro.
I cannot believe it. Flipping, they made Scott McTominay look like Zidane. Man pinged 2 shots in, was assisting. Oh my days.
Making Mayonnaise look like a prime Ballack, bruv. I was like, what is going on? Then you got Sonic the Hedgehog even scoring. That's how you know you're rubbish. That's how you know you're rubbish. When you got Sonic the Hedgehog and Mayonnaise scoring 3 out of the 6 goals that we scored, right? Leeds were tailor-made for us because why? Because they play a high line and they give you a lot of space. And the one thing United do have is a lot of pace, right? Loads of pace. But at the same time, you look at the flip side of that, Leeds had chances.
Yeah, no.
Because De Gea had to make 2 or 3 great saves.
World-class saves.
Yeah, great saves to save us in that game. That game could have, to be fair, it could have been 10-6, it could have been 11-5, it could have. That's how mad the game was. But Leeds was tailor-made for us. So when everyone are going like, see, Ollie's got us scoring goals, a Leeds United will do that for us. Because they're not going to put 2 banks of 4. Because we know when teams attack us, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's when they put the low block in that we can't do anything because the manager isn't tactically inept to do something. But when you look at the table and you're playing the game, we're in 3rd place. He's going to be here for the rest of the season. So we kind of just have to deal with it and see what happens.
So, with all that being said, I think, as you said, Leeds were tailor-made, were there for the taking.
The next 2 games, right,
is
the next 2 games, we're going to go back to normal. Guaranteed.
So we're going to see. So with Leicester coming up, we know what Leicester like to do. Leicester like Ole Ball is set in stone. Sit deep, counter-attack. Ball over the top for Vardy. I know he's got a little bit of a knock, but if he plays against...
oh my God! Against the fridge on toes and Lindelof, yeah?
If he's playing against Maguire and Lindelof, then he may have some success there. Depending, like, one thing United... I can't put my finger on it. They, like, against Sheffield United, again, they conceded the first goal. But one thing you would say, they know how to come back. There is some spirit there. So the players do, the players' quality. There is a team spirit forming because, I think that never say die attitude is coming back. But there's only so much you could keep on going a goal down. There's only so much. You can't keep going a goal down every game.
The thing is, right, when you look at the teams that we goes down against, you would expect the team to react and expect us to create chances and try and go on to win the games. When we went down, even when we went down to a decent team in Leipzig, we could have scored and we probably could have made it 3-3, but we struggled. Like, everyone's talking about, United this, United that. Oh, look at what we're doing. we've still got, I know it's a pandemic, but some teams have still got fans in their stadium. We still got to go away to Spurs in the second half of the season. We've got to go away to Chelsea in the second half of the season. We've got to go away to City in the second half of the season. We've got to go away to Arsenal in the second half of the season. And we've got Leicester away coming up as well. And then we've got Liverpool away coming up, and we've got them at home. So
wait, that's weird. Have you faced all of the big six?
Liverpool's the only one.
Apart from Liverpool, yeah.
Liverpool's the only one that they will be at home first. All the other big teams, we played at home first. So this is why crazy. I'm not getting lost in the smoke, because I know what's coming, because we got this idiot in charge.
That being said, though, your away record has been better than your home form this season.
That's because we ain't played nobody. Our home record is so bad because we played everyone at home. That's my point.
Oh man. So what do you expect from the Leicester game, actually?
To be fair, I would agree with you. Leicester are that counter-attacking if you give them the space. But when I was watching that Spurs game where Jose tried to do it and sit back, Leicester took the game to him and they did a job on him.
But we did say with Spurs football, it is not sustainable. Since we actually talked about it, they have drawn and lost 2 games. Because I keep on saying it, guys out there, fans, do not get lost in results. Okay, football cannot be played pragmatically all the time. Yes, you can get in the little success here and there, but it's not sustainable no more to just allow a team 60-something% possession of the ball and expect them not to hurt you for 90 minutes. I am sorry. It's not going to happen.
Quality teams, you can't do that to and it's true. And that's, and as I said, Leicester brought the game to them, and they fully deserved the victory. I think 100%. With Leicester, you got to find the balance. To be fair, our record against Leicester is actually quite good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
We tend to beat them, but they're going to be confident coming off of that the Spurs game.
Yeah, definitely.
And how they play. It's a balance, because you can't play a high, especially with the fridge on toes. You can't play a high line against Leicester. But at the same time,
I think it's destined to be a 0-0, because I think they're both going to be scared of the counter attack.
That's it. Well, that's it. Because both teams are devastating on their counter attack.
Yeah.
I think a draw is probably what I'm thinking. I think the draw is is what I can hope for. The record state that that we'll win the game, but whenever we beat Leicester, it's not a case of we absolutely even the last game of the season that got us into third, they should have won that game. They should have won that game, but we just got lucky. So we tend to have the number on Leicester at the moment, but a draw is the most I'm hoping for.
Well, one thing I will say, when Leicester have to go and win games, they fold to come up short. Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to approach this game. Luckily, United are on form for them, so it's not going to be a thing where they're expected to win. So they might be allowed to just play their natural football. I think the onus is on United to go and attack, considering what they've done to Leeds. So it might play into their hands. But it's a 50-50 game for me. I can't really call it.
It is, and it all depends on what team Schmeichel plays.
Actually, bringing on to that, the form of Paul Pogba has to be something of a good thing for United, but also somewhat of a problem, because his contract is up at the end of next season. I know he got the extension. At the moment, there is no signs of him signing a new contract, especially the way Mina Raiola has been getting on. But with Pogba showing a little bit of form right now, what do you think that does for his current situation?
Pogba's just putting himself in the shop window. He's gone. He's leaving, and I don't blame him. I do not blame him. These fans don't appreciate what he is and how much of a top talent he is and what he can do on a football pitch. So by all means, he can go. Like, I am not gonna hold a grudge against him if he leaves, because I know he needs to go somewhere where the fans are actually gonna love him. The manager is gonna love him, and he's gonna get this success. And I said it before, and I said it again. If we get Champions League football and Pogba, whether he be Juve, PSG, Real Madrid, whichever one, I want him to come back to Old Trafford, and I want him to get a win, just to show these dumb United fans what we're going to be missing once he leaves. Because it's an ultimate disrespect. Like the guy is a world-class footballer, can do things that no other centre midfielders can do. And as I said, he's been here for 4 years and he's only played his proper position 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks out of 4 years, he's played his proper position. And even still, he's still putting up numbers playing from holding midfield in the double pivot. But no, it's not enough, because you've got dumb pundits on there chatting shit that don't know nothing about football anymore, because they're just reliving in the past. We're in the present right now, yeah? And these guys couldn't even lace up Pogba's football boots. Some of them, because obviously some of them are great. But them, the Gary Nevilles, the Jamie Carragher. You know when you hear Jamie Carragher talk, yeah? And you were the shittest footballer, bruv. Because Henry and Drogba used to piss all over you when you were playing, yeah?
And this is what annoys me when it comes to commentary. And this is why fan channels started being, started getting more popular, because you had idiots, as you said, like Carragher, Jamie Redknapp, who still thinks that he played against Messi.
Days, bro. This guy's on Sky Sports to be a model, bruv.
That's what I'm telling you. These footballers, yeah, they should have more respect for what it's like to play the game. If you could show a highlight reel of Carragher getting mugged off by every striker.
I think he's got like the joint record for the most own goals or something like that as well.
That's what I'm saying.
And you got man chatting absolute nonsense.
I'm telling you, and this is why I miss Andy Gray, because Andy Gray was impartial at every point. He would always highlight. I know he had his, I'm not supporting it that, what he said was sexist. Let me just put it out there. But in terms of his commentary, he always used to give impartial views. He always give both sides. He'll say why a defender got done. When these guys are dissing teams or cussing managers, I'm like, you played under unsuccessful managers. You played when you were in poor form. Carragher, you got the FA Cup goal where Oli just kicked the ball and ran the full length of the field. You were there when Oli was twisting and turning and we won the game 4-2,
Bruv, he was there when Drogba scored that volley. He was standing in front of him. Man took a touch and volleyed it top bins. And you're there chatting shit about other footballers. Bruv,
I can't stand it. I can't stand
dead
it.
Footballer, bruv. This is the same guy that got pissed all over when he was playing right back for England. Like, he was shit, bruv. And then you're there, you have the cheek and audacity to be talking about other players that are 10 times better than you and have more talent than you. Like, you only played for Liverpool because you were from Liverpool, bruv. If he was anywhere else, he'd never get in the team. He should be... Bruv, listen, I'm telling you right now, yeah? Jamie Carragher, Accrington Stanley. That's where he should have been playing, bruv. Not frigging Liverpool Football Club. And make it worse, he's an Evertonian as well. Like, so he's a traitor as well as a shit footballer, bruv. Get out of here, man. I hate hearing these guys. Look, Jamie Redknapp, another one, doesn't know nothing about football, just cares about how much gel is in his hair. Like, piss off, man. Like these guys get money. That's why I'm so glad. And the thing is, I like G-Nev, but I don't like G-Nev talking about United whilst Ollie's there.
I fully agree.
That's why I like the fact that Micah Richards stuck it on them. Him and Roy Keane, when he's like, I don't think Ollie's the right man for the job. Then all these other pundits, right? On TalkSport, BBC, that have no affiliation with Manchester United are sticking it on the likes of Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville and Roy Keane because they won't call Ollie out for what he is. They won't do it. And it's annoying because everyone else can see it, but you don't. That's why I respect Micah Richards.
They destroyed LVG. They destroyed LVG.
And Maureen, as much as Maureen deserved it, but they destroyed it. Ollie's doing nonsense, and them man are saying, "Oh yeah, well you're beating around the bush and not answering the question." That's why I like when Micah Richards is like, "Yeah, I just don't think he's the man for the job." Even Hasselbank was like, "Oh, when they were talking about United being title contenders," Hasselbank was like, "Yeah, nah, they're not. Nah, they're not." And Roy Keane was like, "Oh, well, of course they are, because bro, you're supposed to be impartial, irrespective of your affiliation with the club. You don't even care about the club because you hate the club as Roy Keane, bro, because you were cussing them when Alex Ferguson was there. So it's not a case of you love the club. You just want to talk about your boy." They get on my nerves, man. They need to piss off these old fogies, bruv. Get these new breed in. Evra's another one. Evra was on the bandwagon until Man United called him up and said, "Yo, I'm gonna cut off that money that we're giving to you. You know, if you keep talking about Ollie like that." Yeah, that's why Evra's also changed. But the likes of that's why Ollie gets upset when Van Persie said what he said. Because Van Persie ain't got no affiliation with Ollie, no loyalty to Ollie. He's just talking facts. Yeah, Owen Hargreaves is another one, but Owen Hargreaves, because he was growing up on the Bayern schooling, he talked about football differently to the rest of them. So he doesn't really call out. He calls out Ollie, but does it subtly. But he'll put more focus on analysing the game and that. Whereas these next men, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of hearing, "Oh yeah, just give him time." Guys were managing for 11 years and still fucking won nothing. Like, are you taking the piss? And these are the same man that will try and talk, like, as much as I don't like Frank Lampard, they'll be talking about Frank Lampard, apart from Jamie Redknapp, because that's his cousin. But they'll want to say stuff about Frank Lampard. Roy Keane talk about Lampard. What is he won? What the fuck is Ollie won in 11 years, bruv? Like, come on, man.
And this is what I'm saying. As a fan, I was, not a rival fan because we're not at the level yet. But just looking on United, I fear you guys getting a good manager because your players are there. Apart from maybe one
imagine
or two.
Poch with these players. Even Allegri.
Too many options. You guys have too many options, and you guys are still not even playing Van der Beek. Cavani hasn't had a proper run in the team. Martial has been in and out.
Gunwood.
Bailey gone. I forgot about Greenwood. Bailey hasn't been fit. There's so many options now that can come in and do bits. So I fear you guys getting a good man. I'm happy Ole's there to keep you guys playing that one track way.
But this is what I'm saying. If you talk to rival fans, they are all Ollie in for a reason. Like, no rival fan wants your manager to be in, bruv. Like, do you think me for 1 second wants Klopp at Liverpool? I wanted him when Fergie retired. You think I'll be saying, Klopp in? Well, the way how Liverpool's going on. The only time rival fans want your manager in is because they know they're shit. So how is it all other fans know Ollie is shit, apart from half of the dumb United fans and these pundits because it's their brethren? Like, it don't make no sense. Makes absolute no sense. To this day, even with that 6-2 destruction of Leeds, no team fears us because it's Ollie. But you put Poch in there, you put Allegri in there, right? Totally different ball game. Totally, even Nangos, man, whatever his name is, bruv. Put him in there, totally different ball game. All of a sudden, people are like, "Oh fuck, we got to play United, and they're going to be playing this football and that football." Whereas with Ollie, it's just like, meh. Well,
imagine you guys could have the best midfield. And like, you got Pogba, Van der Beek, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno.
that is comparable to any.
I said it before. Against small teams, there's no reason why we can't play those three. Against the smaller teams, not in the big games, but against the smaller teams, there's no reason why we can't, with a proper manager and a proper coach, that we can't play those three, because it's just champagne football. It's just champagne football. You get these two with the low block, the two banks of four. We're breaking them teams down with those three, because Pogba's got the football intelligence. Donny's so comfortable on the ball and caresses the ball, and then Bruno's obviously get that killer shot and killer pass, even though he gives the ball away, right? And then you got Rashford. If he's got space to run in behind, well, we all know about Tony and how he keeps the ball and his finishing one is low on confidence. And you got Gunwood, bro, like proper coach, these guys are killing it. Look how many goals the front three scored last season with Ollie. Imagine what they could do with a proper coach. It's nuts. So don't get me wrong. We're not Liverpool levels. We're not Liverpool levels. We shouldn't even be City levels at this moment in time. But Pep Guardiola right now, no one knows what's going on. like what he's doing. He looks like he's burnt out completely. But we'll see what happens with Man City. But definitely with a proper coach, top 4 would be the minimum. Top 4 goes from being the maximum. Top 4 will go from what we want to what we expect. Because we want top 4, because we know realistically winning the league is a bit too far out for us. But with a proper coach, top 4 becomes what we expect, and then then moves on to challenging. But as long as Ollie's in charge, we can't do nothing. But to go back to the original question, because you know me, when we talk about Man United, I go here, there, and everywhere. Pogba is gonna go, and credit more to him, because he deserves better than how the fans have treated him. I wouldn't say the club, because I don't think the club's treated him badly, but the way how the fans are treating him is absolutely disgusting. And I don't want to see him have to deal with that anymore, even though his agent is a frigging idiot for what he's doing and making him look even worse. But now, man, he needs to go pastures new and do something different.
Pogba, if you want to come to us, I'll be willing to accept you with open arms. I'll be, you and Partey in that midfield. Think about it. I know we're fighting relegation now, but you can lead us to the promised land, Pogba.
Hey, listen, him and Partey. That's what I wanted. I wanted him and Partey in our midfield, because that would have been mad. Adding Thomas Partey to that midfield, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Oh, and as we speak, it's 2-1 to Man City. As we go ahead, as the pressure keeps on to Mikhail.
Unfortunately, Martin had to come off. That's really sad for him,
Oh my Lord, fam! Have you got it on your TV?
No.
You don't want to see what happened. No, you don't want to see what happened.
What?
No, bro. I don't know who's in goal for you. Yeah. Fam, imagine Morris took the free kick, yeah? Bruv, goalkeeper side, he didn't move, lad. He stood there. Look, it went through his hands.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, see, this is what I'm saying. That's why I say it's not all Arteta's fault, Them players are letting him down massively, but then
but some of the stuff is his fault, though, because this keeper shouldn't be our keeper, because we had Martinez, who is doing
he wanted first team football, innit?
No. Listen, let me tell you the story about that, because a lot of Arsenal fans are stupid when it comes to this whole Martinez thing, especially people on AFTV, like what's his name, DT, that have no idea what he's talking about. This is what happened. We have no money. The board said Martinez, he's got 2 years left. He put his price up. If we can sell him, we can gain whatever money that we can from him, because we weren't going to buy any other players any other way. We had no urgency to sell Martinez. No urgency. What's he going to do? He's got 2 years left. What's he going to do? And as far as I'm concerned, he was our rightful number one. So he would have gone straight. And Arteta said himself, he didn't want to sell him. He didn't want to sell Martinez, but we had no money, so we were forced to sell him. And again, it's a board problem. And trust me, Martinez in goal would have saved us some games this season.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like the way he's done Aston Villa.
Like when Leno got injured, I was just like, who is this guy, bro? This guy trying to go on like he's Iker Casillas reincarnated, saving things all the time. Like it's mad. Like whoever that young you is, like it's not the one. But Leno can't play every game, so unfortunately, these are the cards that Mikhail Pulis, which people are calling him, have been dealt. Who's Liverpool got on the weekend?
We're gonna go through the fixtures. You're gonna go through the fixtures now, or?
Oh no, I want to touch on Liverpool just a little bit before we go through the fixtures.
Okay. They got West Brom. Should be a home banker.
Oh no, at home, yeah, that's a home banker. But what do you think of the 7-0, bruv?
First of all, it wasn't
Palace,
It wasn't like I know it looks good, but it wasn't a 7-0. Let's be honest. It was an even game. Even Klopp said they just got their shooting boots on the day. You're gonna get these games sometimes where everything you touch just turns turns to gold, and that's what happened with Liverpool in this game. Palace in the first half were competing admirably. They had chances. The only problem is Liverpool just finished all their chances. The joker Salah didn't even start, and he came on.
He came on and scored.
Goals.
He scored 2 and assisted 1. No.
Yes, mad. So it's just one of those games for me. It wasn't a 7-0, but if they're starting to turn the screw, the Premier League is all but over.
Already, I think, because they've got. I think everyone's back apart from Van Dijk and Joe Gomez. I think everyone else is back because I think Thiago's in training. Thiago's in training. He's not back. But yeah, apart from those two, so that excuse that Liverpool had of all our players are injured, it's dwindled now. They're getting all their players back, and we're obviously seeing what happens when Liverpool get their players back because they're just on a madness right now. I mean, as we said before, any other team with that many injuries to key players would have fumbled. Yet these guys are 3 points clear of Leicester? 4 points clear of Leicester? And they haven't even had their full squad. That just goes to show how good Jurgen Klopp is. Are you tipping them to do it again?
You know what? I wasn't. I wasn't. At the start of the season, I didn't. Because personally, I said that they wouldn't be lucky with injuries. I said that they couldn't be this lucky with injuries, and they weren't. But Man City have dropped off way more than I thought.
Awful.
Way more. Chelsea, I thought would be doing what United are doing. I thought, yes, Lampard isn't good enough yet, but I thought their players would be able to get them through because you can't sign Havertz. You can't sign what's his name? What's his name? Werner and
Ziyech.
Ziyech, and then not be near the top of the league. I think there's just too much creativity there, and he's just not been able to get it to work yet. So a lot of these teams have led to it. So Liverpool for me right now, barring Salah getting injured. Barring Salah getting injured, just because Jota's out for the time being. Barring Salah getting injured, this season is almost a wrap for me.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with you. I don't see who else is going to try. I mean, I know how tight the league is, as I said, but Liverpool just look relentless at the moment. And it's one of them ones where even when they don't play well, they still end up winning. I mean, that Spurs game could have been completely different if Bergwijn would have put those 2 chances away. So it just goes to show they're just on a relentless train towards the league again. I don't disagree. I still think that obviously the main challenges will be, I think Chelsea will still be up there. Spurs, City, we just don't know right now because we don't know what's going on with Pep Guardiola and what he's trying to achieve. But yeah,
what was the result of the weekend? Who? They drew with West Brom, innit?
Who? City?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, didn't they win 1-0?
They beat Southampton. Yeah, they beat Southampton.
Yeah, they beat Southampton 1-0. But
and they've been doing that a lot recently. They won 1-0 against Southampton. They drew against West Brom. They 0-0 against United. They beat someone else 1-0. They beat Fulham 2-0 after having the ball for the whole of the match.
Which everyone thought was going to be like 8-0.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's trying to work on defense, trying to make them more defensively sound, more defensively solid, not really going for jugular. It's a strange Man City that I never thought I'd see from a Pep Guardiola side. A free scoring side, the side that dominates the ball.
It's true, and as we said, he hasn't replaced that spine yet. That spine of the team that he hasn't replaced, and obviously we know that will take time. And obviously they're all great players, world-class players, Hall of Famers in the Premier League. But considering how highly Pep is rated, as you said prior, we haven't seen him rebuild a team, so we're learning stuff about him all the time, and a lot of people are still thinking that he's a fraud, but we shall see what happens with Manchester City. in the upcoming weeks. But yes, let's go through to the Boxing Day fixtures after we eat that Christmas turkey and fried chicken and rice and peas and plantain and all them sitting there. The Boxing Day fixtures. I know what the first game is.
The first game is a nice
1-1.
Boxing Day. And it's good, because I like to go to bed late and I wake up like around 12 o'clock. So
this guy, man, you think I got time to you waking up them times there?
Yeah,
normally I'm working, that's why.
Oh, you're off on Boxing Day today? Oh,
yeah, because Saturday, innit?
Oh, God.
Boxing Day is Saturday, yeah. So normally I'm working. But
yeah, I know. So, yeah, first game, Leicester United.
1-1.
1-1. Playing it safe.
Yeah, I think I can see a 1-1. I think they'll both cancel each other out.
I don't know, I'm going to go...
Something in my head said a 2-1 Leicester win, but I'm going to go 1-1.
I'm actually going to go 2-1 United. I don't know why, just something just tells me 2-1 United. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go for that one. Second game, got a few games on at the same time. So got Fulham, Southampton.
2-1 Southampton.
You're thinking like me. Because a few weeks ago, I would have said this is a banker.
Yeah,
but
so
Fulham
did I.
are slowly getting a nice run of form going.
Do you know where it is? I think after watching Southampton play you lot and like how bad defensively they are, they're not very good defensively. So, yeah.
But Fulham, they got some decent results. They drew with Brighton. They drew with Liverpool.
They've got some decent results, but I think they'll lose this one.
I know, I do. I'm going for Southampton win.
I think Hasenhutt's just got Southampton on a tear at the moment, even though they obviously lost and drew their last 2 games.
I'm going to go 3-0 Southampton.
Poor.
Yeah, 3. 3? I don't know. I'm not giving Fulham enough credit. You went 2-1. You know what? Yeah, 3-0 Southampton. Let me stick with 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 Southampton. Let's go with that. Aston Villa Palace. Weird form of these two teams. It's so strange.
This is, oh man, after getting beat 7-0, they're going to need to bounce back. 2-2.
2-2. I'm going to go 1-1. As you said, I think Roy Hodgson's going to get them back. He's not going to want to. Although, yeah, 2-2. 1-1, sorry, 1-1. Next game is the big one. Arsenal Chelsea.
Now, see, I've thought about this game long and hard, and I just think it's written in the stars for Arteta to win this game, bruv. But the problem is, I don't know if Aubameyang's going to be fit. This is the problem.
Yeah. I don't know if Martinelli's going to be fit now.
But I'm going to go for a 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea, fair enough. 0-2.
If Aubameyang plays, I think it will be 1-1.
I never predict us losing. So I'm actually going to predict us winning 2-1. I'll predict us winning 2-1.
I wouldn't be surprised if you lot win. I think it's written in the stars for Arteta to win that game. But
I'm not confident in saying it. I know Chelsea are the favourites, but as a fan of my team, I can only try to think positive to try help them. That's the only way I could, try help the team. Think positive.
This guy's hoping that the Christmas turkey gives Chelsea some food poisoning.
That's what I'm saying. You never know. I prayed back in 2006 with lasagna gate, and you know, some Nigerian back then put a bit too much in the lasagna.
Man
I'm
said,
saying
nah, but
Nigerians, I'm
judge, bruv.
joking. Next game, Man City Newcastle.
Normally, this is like a 5-0 banker, but with Pep and this whole defensive malarkey, I'm not going to lie, I still think it's going to be 3-0 City.
I've got the exact same score, 3-0. Newcastle, they got loads of issues. I know the COVID outbreak at their ground. You know,
it's caused a problem, and
yeah,
they lost to Brentford as well.
Yeah, Steve Bruce, I said, it's caused an issue within his team, so I expect that to be an easy 3-0 for Man City. Sheffield United Everton. Sheffield United got the first draw. Got a point against Brighton.
3-1 Everton.
I think 3-1 Everton. I say a high scoring game, 3-2. 3-2 to Everton. I think Sheffield United are in that situation now where they need to start being a bit more expansive and have to start
They
winning
got to
games.
score goals. They got to score goals. Got to try and win games.
Because they're bottom at Christmas, so that means that automatically means that they're down. Yeah, it's a ominous thing.
I think only like West Brom and someone else are the only two teams that have been bottom at Christmas and survived.
And I don't think a team's been bottom at Christmas with 2 points.
Nah, I think this run is like one of the worst ever.
Yeah, that's shocking. Anyway, next game is. Sorry, let me get the results for that. Yeah, I said 3-2. Next game is Leeds and Burnley. With Leeds, you're always going to get a game.
You know what it is, though? Burnley are the type of team that will go and beat Leeds, you know? But I think 2-1 Leeds.
You're right. I just don't know which way this one's going to go. I'm going to go. I think, how would that 6-2 affect Leeds?
I don't think it will affect them because you know what Bielsa's like. Yeah. They're still going to play the same way.
I'm going to go 2-2. 2-2. I'm not confident now, but I'm going to go 2-2. Can't predict that one. Next one, West Ham and Brighton. This is a funny fixture because Brighton, I don't know what their record is, but they got a very good record at West Ham. And I don't know why. I'm
still going to go 1-0 West Ham.
I don't know why. Let me just try. Who's that striker that used to play for Brighton?
Oh, Glenn Murray.
Yeah. He used to have a ridiculous record against West Ham. What is this? So looking at the previous, so the last 3 games has been a draw. Well, okay, so listen to this. In the last 6 games, West Ham haven't got 1 result against Brighton.
That's mad.
3 draws, 3 losses. Going all the way back
about?
I know, going all the way back to 2017.
What is that about?
They haven't beaten Brighton since the championships in 2012.
Still got 1-0 West Ham.
It's mad.
I think they're going to break their duck. I think they're going to break their. It's the year of breaking ducks. So I think they're going to break their duck. I'm still going to go 1-0 West Ham. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
This guy's going to go 1-0 Brighton.
I can't bet against such a stat. I'm going for a draw. I'm going 2-2 again. I can't bet against that, man. Like, I remember last year, because last year I was watching that game, and then the commentator was saying, you know, West Ham don't have the best record versus Brighton, and they're talking about Glenn Murray always destroying West Ham. I was like, what? What are you on about? Okay, this should be an easy one. We're probably going to predict how many. Liverpool versus West Brom. Fat Sam, can he turn things around very quickly at West Brom?
I say 4-1, which is the score right now.
Jeez. I feel sorry for because this time wasn't his fault. Goalkeeper.
This goal, but imagine Laporte headed the ball in the 6-yard box. Free. Goalkeeper didn't come with this.
That's what happens when your number 2 is a joke. I'm going to go 5-0. 5-0? Nah, that's too much. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool. 3-0 Liverpool. And the last game on the 27th, day after Boxing Day, it would have been a hard game, but Wolves, I'm not sure what's up with them. Wolves versus Tottenham.
Who's at home? Wolves.
Wolves at home, but Wolves are just so iffy. Like they lost against Burnley. Burnley were the better side by far. Burnley were the better side by far. They were playing who did they play? They beat Chelsea, very good performance. They lost to Aston Villa. It's like, what Wolves are you gonna get? They lost 4-0 to Liverpool. Just you're unsure what Wolves you're gonna get.
I'm gonna go for a 1-1.
1-1.
Wolves turn up against the big teams.
Following my rule of never predicting a Tottenham win, I'm gonna go 2-1 Wolves. if a table was on my predictions, Tottenham would be relegated. Oh man! So yeah, that's it.
Honestly, thank you very much for that, Truth. That is it from us, guys. Before Christmas, we are done with the football talk not for the year, but we're done for the football talk in terms of this season at the halfway point. Thank you very much to the Truth. The next one that we are doing will be just before the new year. It will be a year wrap-up of everything that's transpired over the past year. It will be favourite moments. We'll be dissecting a couple of sports in that. It will be a good one. We're going to try and get everyone on to get their views, have a lot of banter as well, and try and look forward to a better 2021. But that's it from us, folks. Before we go, as we say, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe on the ting. Merry Christmas. I know it's going to be difficult, especially those of us that are in tier 4, but as they say, Bun Morris in it. Yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't advocate certain things, but what I will say is try and make the most of what Christmas you have and enjoy it. But thank you very much for the Truth.
Thanks, man. Stay safe.
See you.